Very good morning to all of you. Today we start sheet number 3. This is my first drawing sheet. Already I have drawn the boundary line and title box. Then what will change in your title box? The title will change. So write down orthographic projection. Already have written in your second sheet and first sheet. But here in place of your orthographic projection of planes, you will write here the development of surfaces and sectional view of solids in the first block and second block. In the last block, all dimensions are in mm you will write. Then sheet 03 and number of figures 03. Then how we will divide our drawing sheet for 3 figures. Same procedure will follow. Measure the width of your drawing sheet. Suppose it is x. Mark the midpoint and with the help of your tractor through that point divide your drawing sheet into 2 equal halves first. Gradually extend from right side to left side. Then you measure the length of your drawing sheet. Suppose it is y, divide into 2 equal halves. So the entire drawing sheet is divided into 3 blocks. And same procedure you follow. What I already told you. And write down figure 1. Figure 1 and here figure 2 and here figure 3. Figure 2 and figure 3. I already told you what will change in the title box. Same measurement you draw the title box. So title will change. The title of sheet number 3 is Development of Surfaces. You will write in the first block and Sectional View of Solids in the second block. Sheet number 03, number of figures 03 and date will change. Respective date you will write in your title box. Development of surfaces. What do you mean by development of surfaces? Just you mark. This is a packet. Development means stretched out or flattened out of the surfaces of the solid is called development of surfaces. Just a mark. A solid, I flattened out or stretched out one surface, second surface, third surface and fourth surface. Now the entire solid becomes a plane when I stretched it, just to mark. All you have seen in a sweet stall, sweet packets, how the shopkeeper prepare the sweet packets. This is a piece of paper, first fold, second fold, third fold, fourth fold and cover. Automatically the sweet packets. When I stretched it, it becomes a plane. That is called the development of surfaces. development of surfaces. Then what are the various methods to develop the solid? First method is parallel line development. In this method, the prism and the cylinder are developed. When I develop the prism, suppose this is a square prism, when I develop, I got one rectangle, two rectangle, three rectangle and four rectangle. One rectangle, two, three and four rectangle, and the edge of the first rectangle, first edge and second edge, they are parallel to each other. In case of your cylinder also, just you mark, this is a cylinder. When I stretch it, it becomes a plane, rectangular plane. This edge and this edge are parallel to each other. So that is your parallel line development. And what is the radial line development? In this case, the slant height of a solid like cone or pyramid is considered as the radius when you develop it, means when you stretch it. Just to mark, this is a cone, O is the vertex and OA is the slant height or OB is the slant height. When I want to develop the cone, I mark the center point O and OA is the radius. With the help of my bow compass, I draw the arc. And the arc length is no doubt equals to 2 pi r, that is the circumference of base circle of the cone. That is your radial line development. Now come to triangulation development or transition pieces. In this type, what you observe, suppose this is your irregular shape of metal sheet, you want to develop it, you cut different triangular shapes as per your requirement. This is known as triangulation development. Basically it is used in pipe industries. Then fourth method is approximate method, means generally the double curved surfaces cannot be accurately developed. By example, your sphere, ellipsoid, paraboloid, hyperboloid. So up to some extent it is developed. So the name is approximate method. So these are the various methods of development. Question number 1. Draw the development of a square prism having 40 mm side and 80 mm axis. The solid is resting on the HP with its base and the face which is nearer to VP is 30 mm away from VP. This is the question. Just you mark the position of the square prism. It is resting on the HP with its base. Two bases, this is base 1 and base 2. With its base, it is resting on the HP. And the face which is nearer to VP is 30 mm away from VP. In this gap is 30 mm. And this is the position of the square prism. Question is, you develop it, means you have to stretch it. When you stretch it, just you mark. When I stretch it, what I observe? First rectangle, second rectangle, third rectangle, fourth rectangle, I will observe. And what is the dimension of each rectangle? This is 80, the axis, and this is 40. Means 40 into 80, 4 such rectangles I will mark. And base 1 and base 2 also I will mark. What is the dimension of the base 1? 40 into 40. Base 2, 40 into 40. This is the total solution part of the solid. What is the basic difference between a square prism and a cuboid? In a cuboid, length, breadth, height are different. But in case of square prism, this is the axis, this is a breadth, this is a length length and breadth same, axis is different. That is the basic difference between a square prism and a cuboid. This is my block number 1. Already you divide your drawing sheet into 3 blocks. Then you draw XY reference line in the middle. Here, this block 1 measurement approximately you may get 26 centimeter. And you draw the XY reference line. It is 16 centimeter from the top boundary line. Not exactly in the middle because little bit fluctuation is here. 16 centimeter from the top boundary line, you draw XY reference line. And you take 20 mm left side gap and 20 mm right side gap and draw the arrowhead. And write down XY, small x, small y. Then you take 70 mm from X, you mark one point. Through that point, you draw a perpendicular line and thin line. Thin line. Then just to mark, in top view what I observe? I mark a square. And in the first angle projection, the top view is below XY reference line. So below XY reference line, I will draw one square. And above XY reference line, what do you observe? A rectangle. The measurement of rectangle is 40 into 80. And the measurement of the square is 40 into 40. You take 30 mm from XY reference line, 30 mm. And draw one parallel line. This gap is 30 and this is 40, means from the center line 20 mm right side, 20 mm left side. And you complete your square. Measurement is 40 into 40. 40 into 40. And here write down A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark the midpoint, and write down O1, O2, because it has two base 1 and base 2. So two center points, O1 and O2. When I observe from the top, it becomes one point. Then front view, simply draw the projection from point C upward. From point B upward. Since it is resting on the XP, so from XY reference line, you start the front view. And the axis is 80, so you measure 80 mm from XY reference line and close it. Erase the extra lines. Just to mark, this is your A, B, C, D. So definitely here you write down A dash, here A dash, comma B dash, C dash, comma D dash, because it's the front view, we will take a dash, and this is O1 dash. Here 1 dash comma 2 dash O2 dash 3 dash comma 4 dash. And here axis line means 6 mm, gap 2 mm, then 2 mm line, gap 2 mm, 6 mm. Accordingly, you draw the axis line. Already you know, axis line is inside the solid imaginary line which join the center of two bases. And dimension you write down. Same procedure will follow. 8 mm gap, 2x pencil change, same arrow, mark the midpoint and write out 80. Same procedure you follow, and here write down the dimension. Mark the midpoint, and here write down 30. Here 40, mark the midpoint and write down 40. Here also same procedure you follow. 8 mm gap, and write down 40. This is the question. Question is, draw the development of the square prism. Means you have to stretch it, flatten it. Come to the answer part. From point C dash D dash, you draw the projection which is parallel to your XY reference line. Parallel to your XY reference line. And the question to answer, you take 100 mm gap, 100 mm gap, and you draw 4 rectangles. Measurement is 40 into 80. 40 into 80. First rectangle. Second rectangle, third rectangle, and fourth rectangle. Measurement is same, that is 40 into 80, and you dark this portion. This portion. And extra things you erase. And here you draw the square. Measurement is 40 into 40. Above also same square. 40 into 40, and here write down A dash, capital A dash because the real object, B dash, C dash, D dash, again A dash, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, again 1 dash, and here write down 1 and 4. Here write down A dash, comma D dash. A dash, comma D dash, because when you develop it, automatically 4 rectangles you will get and 2 squares. This is all about the development of surfaces. This portion not dark, this portion not dark, because you have to flatten it. And here write down the dimension. Same procedure you follow. 40. Here also 40. Here also 40. This is all about the solution part of the problem number 1. But if the question says only draw the lateral development, means don't draw the 2 squares, only 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles you will draw. But here the question is draw the development of surfaces, means total development. 4 rectangles and 2 squares. Thank you.